From jiu-jitsu to boxing, karate, and wrestling, UFC has it all. And boy, do they have the best fighters. I can bet that even if you haven't watched a game in your life, you sure have heard the names. And it looks like a new fighter is coming out on top. It's none other than Kamaru Usman, the UFC welterweight who's been climbing up the ladder, taking on fighters who have ranked above in weight.
Man, I had my hand down. And he caught me sleeping, so he caught me with a shot. It was a lucky shot.
He's putting himself out there, isn't he? Gaining everyone's attention. The Nigerian kid started his career in high school with a record of 53-3 in wrestling and went on to become a qualifier for the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. Not only this, but in 2010, he was also awarded the NCAA Division National II Championship, given as a recognition for being the best in their sport. He had a record of 44-1 in the tournament. Agree or disagree, that's amazing. I guess this was all the push he needed because he pursued it as a career.
They want to offer us $100 million. Me and Izzy gonna have to go in the back room and talk about this. Hey, what we want to do here, $100 million, you know, you got mom and dad.
And finally joined the MMA in 2012. Yep, you got that right. Not just that, he then won his first combat against David Glover as well. Can you imagine how difficult that might have been? The fights are so intense. However, his second fight didn't go as planned as he was defeated by Jose Caceres. But the man did not give up. Not at all. He kept pushing himself to bring his score to 5-1. And I guess it was worth it because it paid off. Because he got to join the UFC's Ultimate Fighter 21, where he came to be known as the Nigerian Nightmare. And rightfully so, because the man's a force of nature. Everyone was in awe of the way he fought and won every single combat. Until finally he was in the finals, where he competed against Hader Hassan, who tried his best to rile him up by trash talking and telling him he was gonna knock him out. Well, the tables turned, because once they got into that cage, Kamaru dominated the dude during their entire fight. And he made it look super easy, too. This shut up people who couldn't stop questioning him and highlighting the faults of his techniques. He was the one with the bragging rights now and the $300,000, plus an official contract from the UFC. Woohoo!
We're in a society now to where there's the line is blurred between good and bad publicity. There's no such thing anymore.
The man kept evolving throughout the matches, always bringing his A game and winning like a pro, until finally he reached the fight with Tyler Woodley for the welterweight championship title. That was Kamaru's goal from the start, and the pressure was on. He'd suffered injuries to both his hands from his earlier fight with Maia, but was still sending messages to his opponent saying, "I'm coming for that strap." Oh man, was that a threat? Woodley was also very confident, not backing down, dissing him by saying that the way he plays, he'll be knocked unconscious in no time. However, Usman ended up with the upper hand, and just like that, Woodley's 3-year-old crown was taken away. But the victory was short-lived because, rather quickly, things took a problematic turn surrounding the Usman versus Covington debate. Both the fighters got into several arguments leading up to the UFC 245.
Start working and I'll go back and prove to the world that I am the best. But yeah, I dealt with it
In an interview, Usman asked Covington, "When did your and it resulted in accusations that quickly turned into a heated argument. His rival threw accusations claiming that Usman didn't want to fight him, and it got more intense because he further said that the fighter was faking injuries to get out of it. Wow. Oh, and there's more. He even took a dig at Usman by bringing up Glenn Robinson, his manager, who died in 2018, basically saying that it was due to him that he passed away from a heart attack for refusing to fight against Covington in all that time. Although Usman didn't react, everyone knew it cut deep. The guy also publicly told everyone that the reason the fight was postponed was because Usman couldn't pass a drug test. He even named him the CEO of EPO. Uh-oh, that's brutal. And so the hatred ran deep between the two. But it seems he's not the only fighter firing these sorts of accusations at the athlete. Conor McGregor has also accused Usman of having used steroids. He He claims that he's seen signs of it, although both of them have never been in a battle, and not to mention that the USADA has tested him 51 times for drug use, and not once have the tests shown signs of such a thing. Maybe his rivals want to defame him because he's rising so quickly, but who knows? What do you all think? It doesn't end there, though, because these aren't the only allegations being made against him. There's another one that the Nigerian Nightmare cheated in the fight against Covington. The taunts building up to the actual fight had Kamaru so riled up that he said, "I was going in there just trying to take his head off." OMG, can you believe that? He wanted to kill him, and that's what he tried to do. He beat Covington so badly that in the end, the referee had to step in to stop the fight. Whoa, man, calm down. You won. Honestly, it's just a match and not a battle to the death. There ain't no gladiators here, are we? Don't y'all agree? However, looking back at the clips from the match, it seems a lot of people started asking questions, particularly 2 times when it was very apparent. First, when taking a strike to the stomach during the second round, Usman made it seem like he had been kicked in the balls, getting quite a lot of time to rest and recover before the fight began again. In the third round, there seemed to be yet another trick up the fighter's sleeve.
It's the thing, I knew what got me to the dance.
Right.
And I wasn't just gonna give it up right away. Because there are guys that have been striking since they were 5 years old.
Right.
In a struggle to recover from the blow after blow, plowing down by his opponent, Covington poked Usman in the left eye with his fingers. Upon the referee's checking, he did so with the right eye. Can you believe it? And again gave Usman time to recover. Oh man, do you think this was rigged? It seems like it, doesn't it? And even more shocking is the fact that at the end of the third round, Usman did the same to Covington, but no one bothered to step in and give him a chance to breathe. That's just unfair on so many levels. Right, y'all? It seems a lot of the viewers and fans criticized and questioned the outcome of the match. Well, of course, it didn't seem like a truly winning situation. Even Covington called Usman out in a tweet about it, saying that he is a good performer because he didn't get hurt. Well, it could be the case, but whatever happened doesn't change how it turned out. I guess we'll just have to make our peace with it. It doesn't seem to faze Usman, though. According to him, he won the fight fair and square. His record also proves his skills because he has 20 wins, with only 2 losses in his career so far, the second loss being against Leon Edwards, which ended up taking his title of welterweight champion. Jeez, that must have hurt. He was also called out on bringing his child to that game. After facing defeat, he went unconscious, and to make matters worse, his daughter had to witness it. His opponent, McGregor, commented on it, sharing his opinion on how he doesn't think it's correct to bring children to these ruthless matches, especially because a lot of people watched his daughter cry uncontrollably. Whatever the rift between the two, at least he's right about this thing. All in all, it seems to me that Usman is making his way to the top, and in doing so, will have to make peace with all the controversies going around. See you next time.